Hey y'all, good morning. Stoney Creek here. Just got back from checking my mail. Actually get to do a mail call. Pretty excited. Stick around, let's open this up, see what's in there. Well, the first thing I want to tell you about is this box. I know what's in here. Dan from Home in the Sticks has been pretty gracious to me. Let's open this up. I'm going to show you what it is. So these guys come from Dan at Home in the Sticks. Put a nice note in here. It says, give these Mississippi pink eye purple hull peas a try, brother. They are for some fine eating. I'm sending you a pound of them. Let me know how they grow for you. It's from Dan, Home in the Sticks. I'll tell you what spurred these on. He put a video out. I'm going to put a link down in the comments. I'm going to throw one of those card deals right here for it. He is showing how to plant some of these purple hull peas. Well, I'm here in Oklahoma and I've never heard of these before, so started asking him some questions through the comments on his video, and then we went on into private messaging and whatnot. But I wasn't able to find any of these local, and I'd never heard about them before, but he says these are the best things since bread and butter. So what he's been gracious enough to do is send me a pound of them. So I'm going to try to put these in the ground here in a little bit, and we are going to see how they go. So thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. Again, Dan's with Home in the Sticks. I'll put a link to that channel down in the description below. Be sure to go over there and say hi to him, give him some love, give him a thumbs up, subscribe to him if you haven't already. But Dan, appreciate this. Here in a few minutes we're going to leave the greenhouse and we'll go plant these guys. These guys, I know it's in here too. I actually ordered these. Let's cut these open and I'm going to show you here. So in this package, this actually comes from M.I. Gardener. These are Hailstone radishes, and let me tell you a little bit about why I chose these Hailstone radishes. I was watching a video over at Arms Family Homestead. Daniel was showing some of these that had already grown, and he was cutting some of the greens off of them and talking about how you could just eat the greens plain. They don't have the thistles on them or those sharp spikes like most radishes. He was talking about some of the different attributes of how this Hailstone radish is. And with his own words, Daniel says they're amazing. Now, of course, with everything Daniel does, it's amazing. He'll tell you that. Sorry, Daniel, I had to throw that in there. Now, while watching this video, Mrs. Arms exclaimed, "So good." And I don't think that she's going to tell us something so good if it really isn't so good. So I figured I'd give these guys a shot. We're going to see how they go. While I was over at the M.I. Gardener website, also picked up some lettuce. I'd never seen this type of lettuce before, so I figured I'd try some seeds. This is my first time shopping with M.I. Gardener. I understand that a lot of you guys do, and I've seen a lot of good reviews and everything. I'm going to do a whole lot more. I'm going to wait for the missus to get back from her business trip. I'm going to let her pick out the rest of the stuff. Now, one of the things that's cool that came in this package that came from M.I. Gardener, let me hold this up here. Hopefully you can see that. It says, share with a friend and they can save 10% off their first order. Use this code at checkout, SHARE10. So if you go to www.migardener.com and as you're checking out, put in that code SHARE10, you're going to get 10% off with that order. If you don't mind, tell them Stoney Creek sent you. So the last thing I got out of the post office was this shirt, Keeping It Dutch. Old Dutch is selling these shirts. He's doing that for his pig pen project. I'm going to put a link to that video down below in the description as well. So if you want to support Dutch and get one of these t-shirts, you can certainly do that. I know that he would appreciate it. And if you go over there, if you haven't subscribed to Dutch, be sure to give him a holler, thumbs up, and subscribe. Tell him Stoney sent you. Same way with Daniel at Arms Family Homestead. Be sure to show them some love too. Tell them Stoney Creek sent you. And I'm going to put the links to all those down below. Let's go ahead and plant some of those radishes while we're here in the greenhouse. Old Daniel uses soil blocks. I don't have soil blocks, but I'm going to put them in these little paper mache cartons. And the reason I'm doing that's because the missus isn't home right now, and I don't want to put them in a garden where she doesn't want them. So as Daniel, he starts them and then he transplants them, so I know that that's going to be a good method to do. So I'm going to do the same thing, and hopefully they'll be started by the time she gets home. Let me get the camera around here so you can see what's going on. We're going to get some of these seeds planted. So I've already set up these seed trays. I filled up each block about halfway with compost. I'm just going to go ahead and give that a little bit of a water here. Don't want to get too carried away with it. Watching Daniel with his soil blocks, he put 2 seeds per one. He says that these guys, once he transplants them, they're going to grow out just fine. They're going to bush out, grow away from each other. It's not going to be a problem at all. So I'm going to do the same thing that he's done. I'm putting 2 seeds per, and I'm just setting them right on top of the soil for right now. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to dig here into my sifted compost. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of dirt over the top of all those guys. Okay, let's move this over to the watering table. Okay, we've got those watered in. While we're out here, I'll go ahead and show you an update of the Sunflower Challenge 2018. Sunflowers are finally starting to show. Got one just now starting to come out. These guys, it's really hard to see, but these are those native sunflowers, but they're starting to come out. Those are definitely going to be ready to go in the ground by the time the wife gets home. Okay, well, let's go ahead and run out. And we're going to plant some purple-hulled peas. Hey guys, we made it out to the garden. I've got my helper with me. Let's get some of these Mississippi pink-eyed purple-hulled peas in the ground. I've never raised these before, so I'm going to do it exactly the way Dan suggests to do it. I've never raised them. I've never eaten them. He says they're the best thing since bread and butter. So I definitely want to do this the way Dan suggests doing it. So hopefully we get a good bountiful crop, and we'll be able to try these jokers out here in a few weeks. Let's get back over there. We'll see how the sun's doing. Okay, let's check that out. You can see he's got them spaced really nice and neat. Let's cover those jokers up. Okay, Dan just put about a ½ inch soil, he said, over these peas. And then once the plants start emerging through this soil, then we'll take these 2 mounds and we'll start scooping that in as well, bringing it up to the plants. Well guys, I appreciate you coming along for the mail call, seeing all the good stuff, especially seeing these purple-hulled peas. Dan from Home in the Sticks, thanks again. I appreciate you, brother. And hopefully I do you proud and we can get these things grown up. And all of y'all, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next video.